Welcome to episode 9 of the Payday Crimecast, a podcast in which we analyze, speculate on, and simply just ramble about every aspect of the Payday game series. On today's show, we're going to be covering the hype roller coaster of recent events such as Infamy 2.0, the unexpected early release of the Overkill and Completely Overkill DLC packs, and Almir's mildly frustrating AMA on Reddit. We've got the full crew on the job today. I'm Edward, and I'm also known as Edis Leto. We also have Remy, also known as Morgrim. Say hello.
Oh, hi there.
We've got Lewis, also known as Make Me Smash.
Yo, what's up?
And unfortunately, Lockie, our last member, known as Ostro, is off jerking the gherkin, so he can't join us this week.
I'm actually...
Damn it.
Satisfied.
God damn it. It felt good to say that, though.
Alright.
Felt good to hear it.
In other news, we also have our own subreddit,
have returned.
which can be found at our Payday Crimecast, where we welcome discussion.
And we have a Twitter.
Oh, we also have Twitter as well, and that's also
so that
found
just
at
like
Payday
announces
Crimecast.
all new videos.
We have a Twitter. Fuck.
Wait, we have a...
Yeah.
okay. One more thing
okay.
for me to follow.
This
All
is
right.
like brand new news,
13,000th
even for
thing I'm
our own
following.
members. And of course, we welcome discussion and feedback on our show. Isn't that right, guys?
Yes.
Don't
Sure.
we
We
love
still
to
haven't
hear
read that bedtime story. I'm
Hear
sad.
And criticism.
criticism about us? Love it.
Especially
wonky
harsh
voices.
criticism.
Harsh criticism. But
Hey,
yes,
the audience said we should ask them more questions. Let me ask, who are you talking about when you say has the wonky voice, huh?
thank you for getting that question out of the way, because I really want to ask that as well.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like,
so
is
do
it
I.
Edward or Lewis? Because, like, I'm pretty sure
I
we've
think
narrowed it
might
down.
be I think it might be Edward
I think it's
because
Remy.
like the noise removal makes his like mic go.
Ooh.
Could be
It could
Robot
be,
Ostro,
yeah.
you never know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Robot Lucky.
It's just a question
wonky and
that
it's quality.
will go on till the end of time. But we've got a lot to talk about today, so I think we should get right to it.
Sounds good.
Oh, boy.
So, Infamy
Ostro,
2.0. Infamy
Fun thing
2.0.
you're doing there, Austin.
Yeah, fuck off. Get off Payday.
So, Infamy
Oh.
2.0.
Yeah.
yeah.
What do we have on this?
New masks.
Yes, the new
Woo.
masks. Yeah, no, they did a great design on those. I like them. My favorite's got to be the one that's got fire coming out of it and all that. I like that
Demon
one.
Shank.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Sauron mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's Camul. That ring wraith, though.
Now, as
Yeah,
for the
that's-
rest of the update in whole,
I was extremely displeased.
yeah. Also, they changed the Roman numerals to regular numbers.
You spend
Although-
all this time jerking
Well-
Overkill's gherkin, and this is what we get.
Yep. A year and 6 months or something like that of this.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Didn't
Yeah.
Infamy come out like 22nd of January?
Yep.
Last year?
Yep.
Yeah, so it'll be like,
A year and
14
2
months.
months. 2 months, yes.
ah.
Oh boy. Okay. That being said, all right. So, Almir, concerned about all this, Well, he didn't outright say that he was concerned about.
Nah, he really wasn't.
Yeah. He started up an AMA on the Payday the Heist subreddit, and that brought up a lot of things. But that I think we
Yeah.
should say that. I think we should say that for a later time. We should focus on the update in and of itself. What they did with the system and how badly they ruined it. Who wants to
I
help
agree.
me out on
Well,
this?
I don't
Oh,
know
I
if
know,
they
I got
ruined
you.
it,
There is a lot.
I got you.
but why doesn't Remy tell us how much they ruined it?
Yes, let's go to our resident gameplay guy, Remy. Remy, what you got for us?
Why would we go to me for this? There's no gameplay as part of this tree.
That's exactly the point we're making. There is no gameplay effect added
Oh,
with
shots
the stream.
fired.
Yeah. It's literally like, hey, here, have 25 levels of XP boost so you can reach the next XP boost. That'll be great, right?
Welcome to
You
every
like
Yeah.
seeing
level.
big
And-
numbers in front of your names, right? You like seeing
And the
that
masks,
25-inch
right?
penis that you have in this game.
And the masks
Uh.
also give you 7.5% bonus.
Okay, but the masks I'm okay with, because then as long as they have the masks, you could be like, okay, I get a 77.5 whatever percent bonus to get to the next mask. That's cool. I like masks.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The masks are dank as fuck. But
Exactly.
then after Infamy 17, it's literally just XP bonus to reach the next XP bonus to get a bigger
Well,
number in front of your name. So I have a
it's
25-inch
sort of-
penis. I am so much better than you guys that have a 17-inch one.
Oh.
And you know why? Because I spent another 3 months grinding out Hawks and Breakout. That's why.
Learn the one weird
That's
trick.
exactly what I was
And
going
you
to bring up.
And you said we were
Learn the
looking for
one
new
weird trick
sound
that
bites.
has it.
Well, Remy,
Yes.
Astro both have sound bites now. They're adding to their collection, but
Sorry,
up to
what was
what
mine?
up to what he said. It's earlier on. Don't worry about it. But
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
But no. No, everything Remy said, yeah. I had something more I wanted to say there. Edward, what's your input on this?
Well, I actually want to ask you guys a question. I know Call of Duty is still quite popular, and essentially Call of Duty is
For whatever reason.
one of those games that really began this sort of thing about just
With progression.
restarting your level. Exactly. I mean,
Well,
leveling up is a
and-
really popular thing with Call of Duty.
Also, copy and pasting your game for the sequel.
But yeah, have you guys
My
seen?
question is that what does Call of Duty give you when you go, their version of Infamous? Do you guys know?
Yeah, bigger number in front of your name.
Yep.
And
Bigger,
basically,
a
like,
bigger
you
Call of Duty
tag-
penis. That's what you get.
It's confirmed
like,
Overkill
they
is now
actually
being
have-
run by Treyarch.
Like, well, yeah, like they actually have Twitch.
Nah,
like,
Overkill. I'm pegging
streams at
Overkill for
launch
more of
that
an
like how
Activision.
fast someone can get to like Prestige 10
Hmm.
and all that. And
Well,
it's
it
like
is.
some
It
kind of
is
multiplayer.
really disappointing because they sort of gave us a snippet of what Infamy was touted to be with Infamy 1.0. I guess I can call it that because there were some slight gameplay bonuses. They weren't anything overpowering.
Slight convenience for gameplay bonus, convenient gameplay bonuses, and cosmetic bonuses. I was happy. Everyone was a plague doctor, but
Cosmetic
it's
bonuses
fine.
were always really, really nice. It's the least impactful thing that you could possibly do without breaking anything else. To be honest, in my opinion, I didn't really enjoy any of the advantages that Infamy players got as they leveled up, because what we did get previously was that for that particular mask that you picked, the skill tree that it was relating to, you would get a slight advantage by being able to reach the next tier by investing less points. But in my opinion, I thought it was already too easy. I mean, you get to level 100. It's already super, super simple to play, which is truly evident by those tabula rasa achievements. It really shows you how easy the game gets as you keep leveling up.
Well, push
Yeah.
Overkill
Yeah.
anyways.
But Overkill had an opportunity
Or
to
not.
do something very different in this case, because even 6 months ago, this was brought up by another our Payday the Heist subreddit member. I mean, they mentioned that 6 months ago, Almir outright stated that Overkill was kind of torn between making something quote unquote really cool versus just handing out masks.
Well,
so I
to
guess
be fair, they did do something different. They took out all feasible gameplay bonuses
that is
from
true.
whatever they could have done.
Now, I wouldn't mind if they did that and then introduced something else, like, hey, you need to pass this particular challenge to prove how infamous
You've been pretty
you really
hard on
are.
that.
Yeah, I know, I've been pushing that suggestion a lot. But
Yeah.
I feel like, as sacrilegious as this is to say, I mean, the game's getting a little long in the tooth or boring because we just keep doing the same things, and as we level up, it gets easier, and that's not what we want. We want to keep seeing challenges, or at least I do. I want to go back to Mall Crashers and have an additional objective. Open up that bank, make us rob it. We need to
Side
do
jobs.
something
Well, hey,
specific.
I like. I don't know. I think that they could do the additional challenge thing very well in the form of achievements for some of them. Although,
Well, yeah,
I don't like the kind of form achievements that they have with every single DLC. Do this
What,
for
like,
these 4 masks, and then
yeah.
have all of your crew
Yes,
wear a
yes.
mask to get one. I don't like those form achievements, but some of the newer ones have actually been quite unique, and
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, the tabula rasa-esque achievements, even the one that they just had, the "We are all rock stars on this job" or whatever.
Which we'll get into a little later.
Yes,
Yeah.
those are actual challenges, which I really enjoy.
Yes.
But
Well, maybe not so much the
Yeah.
Rockstars one, but
We'll talk about why that is later.
But that's what I want
yes.
to see. I'd rather have maybe some way that they could link the achievements, those particular achievements, with being able to rise up in infamy.
Yes, and not just make it just. Don't take the same idea that you that you had, use bland weapons and no skills or something like that. Spice it up. Maybe just a specific build or purely
like a
one.
preset build.
Exactly.
Yeah, or something like that.
Play
yeah,
out
make
of
it
your
a challenge.
comfort zone, because I thought
What
that was
about
almost
right,
what they were kind of going
separate
with.
game mode?
Well, that's a different topic altogether. But what I was
Play
thinking
this
is
new
that
PvP mode, a 1v1 your friends. No items on Final Destination.
1v1 me on more crashes, scrub.
Yeah, only noob tubes on Rust.
Jeez.
well, I like
I
what
think
Lewis
I could
brought
see
up.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Well, I
Right.
forgot where I was going, but yes, sorry. I remember what I was going to say. Essentially, with the old skill tree, sorry, it's not even really a skill tree, the infamy tree that we had previously, I was assuming that they were sort of going to force us into, I know this sounds bad, like funnel us into a certain gameplay style. So in order to achieve this mask, you need to get to level 100 by mainly playing as a technician, let's say, rather than just getting enough experience points to get whatever mask that you choose. That doesn't emphasize any particular gameplay style.
You see, if
It should be an achievement. I like the idea of it being an achievement to become infamous, rather than just playing as
Then
long
grinding,
as possible. Yeah, grinding, and that's what I'd love it to get away from.
Yeah, you see, like what you said just there, play, just a specific, like, technician or mastermind or something like that. If they had kept the old design that they had with that tree in Infamy, they could have very well done that. Like, as you go up the tiers, like, okay, you can only unlock this tier by playing a mastermind style or something like that, or further into the enforcer tier, only enforcer and all that or something like that.
It
Or at least
forces you
this is
to
what I'm
play
thinking.
outside your comfort zone. Like, play
Exactly.
something that you don't
Play
usually
Death Wish Loud as tech fugitive.
There you go. That's a
Something.
challenge.
Ghost
I love
tech.
it.
Yes.
I
there's-
just thought the call timed out.
There's
No,
tons of
no, then
suggestions.
Our
on
voice is timed out.
The subreddit,
Yes,
but
it would seem so.
That's our opinion.
All right.
Well, that's what we got on Infamy 2.0. If you have any other, comments about that, please feel free to leave them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the description or
Tell us
on
what
the
you think of our
subreddit.
random mindless bantering over this subject.
But on to our next bit here.
Well, just
the
bef-
surprise.
Well,
Oh,
just
sorry.
before we move on, I kind of want to say, like, hey, did you hear what we just said about Infamy 2.0? That's how lackluster it is. Okay, we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
continue now.
Pretty much.
I mean, how long have we been? Well, actually, we have been talking for about 14 minutes, but that's not the point.
Well,
That's
All there
not
is
it.
to say. That's how sad
For
it is.
that, there should be a lot more of
yes. So, on to our next topic: the surprise early release of the Overkill and Completely Overkill packs. Oh boy, here it comes.
Overkill's
I
way
can-
of saving their asses, or as I like to say, surprise butt sex and no backsies.
Oh man, it's like Bandcamp all over again.
Exactly.
Except this time it's with my wallet and not a tuba.
Moving on. We have
God,
some
today is just-
epic new weapons. Some over-the-top new weapons, to be fair.
Yes,
RPG and the minigun, which
yes, and the RPG is a secondary, not a primary. Ostro,
Yeah.
please stop. You're hurting us. But yes, it's low if not
Nice soundbite
existent
there.
ammo pickup rates. incredible friendly fire damage, as have been many posts littered the subreddit in the past few days about if you're using RPG, PSA, don't shoot at dodge builders. It's the same thing that we had with grenades.
actually, playing with my friend, we have had very much fun shooting specifically at dodge players.
Well, yeah.
Being dodge players ourselves, and it was
So now we're going to get a lot of angry dodge players in the comments like you are everything that's wrong with this community or something like that. I'm looking
I
forward
am
to
the
it.
community.
And as Edward has made this extremely clear before, and I think we've all made it clear before, these kinds of weapons are completely out of place for a group of professional robbers. I mean, yeah,
Maybe for the minigun, yes, but I wouldn't go so
Yes.
far as to say the RPG, because you, in certain situations, like if we're speaking from a realistic point of view, you would need an RPG, and Gage has the ability to hook them up with one, or the Butcher. Like,
Well, yeah.
if you had to take down a helicopter, if you had to
Yeah,
stop
I was about to
something
say
like
that, yeah.
an
Would they-
RPG could actually be situationally useful for actual professional robbers. Minigun, yeah, minigun's a little over the top.
See, I want to say that, like, I don't agree, because the RPG is really taking the level of violence and escalating it to a point where it almost seems unbelievable. I mean, we are mowing down like thousands of cops per heist. Well, I don't know about you, but yes, we mow
Yeah.
down thousands of cops per heist. But I'd like to imagine, I mean, this is my imagination in play here, I like to imagine that we're
Oh,
just
boy.
incapacitating them. We're not really blowing their heads off unless you have Hawk's Head.
Oh, I do.
See,
But
yeah.
but
I
to
do.
fire an RPG is almost like it's like a war weapon. It's not really a robbing weapon. You don't see a robber walking into a bank and then pointing their RPG in the bank teller's face and saying like, "Give me all the money," because clearly you understand that this level of threat is just, well, it's overkill, and that's what the pack's called. But it doesn't feel right.
Hey.
It doesn't feel right.
Roll
It's like, listen,
credits.
give me the money or I'll shoot this RPG and I'll kill us all. It doesn't seem like a good trade-off. There's no real
Well,
threat there.
yeah,
That's-
but I mean,
that's
situationally
more-
realistic. Like, you wouldn't take it into a bank, but if you had to stop, say, an armored car or take down a helicopter, I could see a group of professional heisters using that RPG, but not against, like, humans as, like, a generic day-to-day weapon.
That
No.
is a good differentiating point. I agree with that. Like, let's say to take down an APC just so they can block off a road or something, but not necessarily to use
Threaten
as
a bank
straight
teller, yeah.
offensive weapon, which we certainly could do.
Not
But
an
yes,
anti-personnel weapon. An RPG in itself is not meant as an anti-personnel weapon.
I do not like this weapon pack at all. I mean, there could be some saving graces if they did particular things, which we will go over,
Like,
but I just
yeah.
don't like how this fits into the game at all.
I feel like they just really, like, wanted to give us some really, really big weapons just to kind of appease us. Like, you know what? You want to kill more cops? Here you go. Have this
yeah.
thing.
Well,
Have a nuke.
now that you say that, I mean, I wrote this question down. Is this a good alternative to the already existing explosive weapon that we have, the M79 grenade launcher? I mean, what niche is the RPG and the minigun fulfilling when we already have really good alternatives to them?
The minigun at least has a niche. The minigun is its niche is similar to the LMG. The RPG, not so much. It's basically just like a way over the top grenade launcher. It doesn't really, and with the downside of not having ammo pickup. Aside, I don't think it has ammo pickup aside from ammo bags.
Oh
all that-
yeah, I mean, like, what cop's just gonna have a random rocket in his back
It's just-
pocket?
He had to
Well, maybe not
leave
as
his
Well-
back
SM
pocket,
session.
but
Well, to be fair, I could counteract my own statement by saying these are the cops that have apparently bullets that are just all purpose for every weapon type in the game.
well,
just
Lewis,
lying
maybe
around.
not a rocket in his back pocket, but
But in the front.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
see.
yeah, no, I feel like it was just their way of saying, you know, you want to kill more cops here, have these totally over the top guns, go have fun.
And everyone comes. Yeah. See, it all just comes back to them in the bad form of things.
Well, I
It's
just
all-
feel
it's
like
all
it
for
ruins
mad
the lore.
feedback.
That's what it is. It's all for novelty.
I'm-
They're not
yeah.
actually meant to be used in the meta.
I'm someone
for-
who cares
for
about the
lulz.
lore in the Payday series, apparently.
Payday series is lore?
Yes.
Oh, this is news
A
to
very
me.
expansive, nonsensical one.
Something
Lot of
Left 4
loose
Dead?
Yeah.
I like how you mentioned that the minigun, apparently you said that it does fill a niche, but we already had that niche filled with the LMGs.
And technically, you could go a little further if, like, counting the LMGs and then Swan Song or, like, Bulletstorm Ace, and it's
Well,
basically a minigun. I don't know.
you can barely even hit anything with them. The LMG is already as is, and based on everyone's feedback, apparently the minigun
They feel
incredibly
pretty.
inaccurate
Yeah,
as well.
they feel
Yeah,
pretty.
but what if you want to be
Oh,
the
yeah.
heavy from TF2? Like, they had to fill that niche.
What? I need a mod for that now. I need a mod that replaces the skin.
Bonnie, that replaces Bonnie with the heavy.
with the heavy and the minigun with the.
Oh, hang on,
TF2
guys,
one. Oh yes.
Can you guys hear me? Just
Yep.
Yes.
wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mic's a bit meh.
All right, cut that bit. But yeah. no.
Yes, Edward.
Well, I would like it if they made like a TF2 crossover because the minigun would make more sense. But
Well,
just
now, we want a
humanly
sandwich
humanly
for that.
speaking, there's no way that even a very strong human being could hold a minigun with all the ammo that goes along with it. And again, that's another, hammer.
Yeah, I want you guys to
hammer hit
explain
against
to
the
me
lore.
exactly why, when you're down, you can wave the minigun around with one hand. Like, can you guys explain that to me? Or can you
It's
explain to me
all-
how the little
it's that-
5-foot brunette can wield this massive minigun? Like, why can Clover use this? Like, this a lot of disparaging things about
It's
this.
those last moments of adrenaline, you know, your life's fading away from you. You don't care about rationality or
No,
anything like that.
We
You don't
must
care
be on
about,
some
you know,
serious
physics
drugs.
or
Physics.
yeah.
Yes.
I
At the very
I-
least, as I mentioned previously, if they had like a sound clip where the heister screams like Rambo while holding down the trigger, that would have been the saving grace, and I would have
All
picked
right, yeah,
it up.
I'd be down with that.
You know, yeah. They could even just use some of the, like I saw this a while back on the sub, but they could just use, like, the lines for, like, the heister's victories, like, when a heist is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Hawkson, like, totally laughing, like, ha 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 ha, like we did it or something like that.
You know, I'm
or-
pretty sure Wolf would have something to say about that Rambo cry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm sure he'd have
This
several
music.
Rambo cries to say about
I
that.
say it
Rambo
as a
cry.
joke, but at least if they had that sort of Rambo-like scream, it adds a
I think
degree
it'd
of self-awareness to the DLC pack that
They could
it
even do
doesn't
that
have
when they're
right
in
now.
Swan Song or something like that. Or even like
Swan
lines
Song.
like, if I'm going down, you're going down with me, or something like that. Or
I would
Well, here's
love
the
that.
thing.
That
I
would be
feel like
great.
if they added that, it would kind of let the player know, enforce the fact that it's a novelty weapon.
Yeah.
It's not actually supposed to be used like as
Like-
a legit weapon.
Yeah, like, holy shit, how am I holding this? I must be on some serious drugs.
Chains.
To be fair, every heist is an acid trip.
It would seem so.
That many
Four guys
cloakers, it must
running
be.
Yeah, no. That's,
I
yeah.
don't think the Black Ops unit has
Welcome
that
to my
many
prom
recruits.
night, guys. But no, yeah.
All right. I think anyone else have anything to say on the?
I think we covered it. Well.
Not really. I haven't had any time with them, so.
On to the special
I mean-
glowing masks, as I like to call them, the better-looking night lights.
Yeah. I
Chins.
actually love these masks just for the sole purpose that my entire crew can now be the dubstep crew.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
now there's
Yes.
one problem here, and it's that the thing everyone's brought up. It's chins,
Chins.
mask, or it's
Chins.
chains, but it's chins now. Because see, they all seem to use their regular counterparts as a base, but chains just what happened?
I don't know what plastic surgeon they paid
What's-
to help Chains out,
What's-
but they need to get their money back.
I just looked at that and I'm like, dear diary, today I met a stroke victim.
It really, truly is awful. And a lot of people on the subreddit actually said, oh, the description said that they were going to take the original Payday Gang's masks. So I guess they misinterpreted it as
Well, they
being
did.
the Payday the
75%
Heist
of them,
masks.
anyways.
Yeah.
As,
3
I
out of
guess.
4 ain't bad.
And they're
That's
like, yeah, they
passing.
just took the Payday the Heist in-game masks and made them into Payday 2. Well, like, I don't think they did that because all the Payday the Heist in-game masks looked like crap. And
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
looks relatively okay except for Chains. I'm not exactly sure why they went out of their
Chins.
way. Or Chins.
Chins.
Excuse me. Chins. They went out of their way to
How
remodel
dare you.
Chins completely to add a glow effect to it. And I just don't understand. It's just more work for them. What did they do?
I'm at a loss myself. Huh.
You know what? There was a perfectly reasonable explanation for Chins, actually.
Yeah, what?
I think there was one art designer that was not being paid enough by Almir, and they decided to do something about it.
They decided... Okay, so they weren't being
Let's
paid
make some
enough, and they
chins.
decided to use more of their time to model a really gimped-looking Chains. Because
Yes,
really,
apparently
that's...
revenge is a thing.
That's all it is, really. It's just a texture modification. I mean, people have been doing this since, like, the Counter-Strike 1.6 days. Add a glow effect to a thing. Take the original mask, take the texture off of it, and add, like, another layer of glow to it. There you go. That's it. Just edit the original texture. But you don't
Boom.
have to go ahead and remodel the thing.
Yeah,
which it seems like they did.
I'm seeing like the Dallas one now, and that looks quite neat.
Well,
Yeah,
all of,
no.
to be fair, I pointed this out on the subreddit in one of my posts. Like even Wolf's mask, like his chin seems a little too big compared to his original mask, but it's not as noticeable. Just the way the mask is designed.
See, I'm playing Houston with the Houston mask, and Houston mask is fine, so...
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
seems relatively okay. And Dallas seems okay as well, although there is just something off with him. But yes,
There
And-
is a hint of Darius in there, but I haven't
Just
found it
slightest
yet.
hint. But there's
But
not
Wolf.
much more to say about that.
There's just no arguing about Wolf
Yes.
though, because Wolf's is amazing.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's a
Wolf is
Payday
nice.
2 cosplayer.
Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah.
could go into the whole controversy with the $20 4 masks, but I think we did that last week.
Oh yeah,
Did we?
well, no, I wasn't there last week, so I wouldn't know what you guys did.
think we did
I
that
don't know
last
what
week.
We did. Um,
Well, why don't we talk about what you guys think about the surprise early release of these things?
yeah. I think that may be a point of.
Does anyone
I
want to
think
just
it was
cover the story?
partially trying to kind of cut their losses and
You know how
prevent
there's-
people from pre-ordering or refunding their pre-orders. But
Yeah.
Especially on like all the forums, there was a lot of
Yeah.
Yeah, see-
conspiracy mongering.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Like, you know how in, like, MMORPGs there's role blocking? Overkill just used refund blocking with that. Just
yeah, basically.
Yeah. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I don't really buy their whole. We released it early because people are great and supporting us.
Didn't he say something about like the weekend and he wanted it to be released for the weekend?
He gave a really transparent,
That's an excuse.
or rather, sorry, opaque excuse, saying that, oh, we knew that players were anxious to play over the weekend because that's all, the only time that they have to play. So
I'm calling
releasing
bullshit.
Infamy
I'm on every
2.0 and the
Well, it's
and then subsequently
R18
the
plus.
Overkill and completely Overkill pack, people could play with them, and we at Overkill could continue to work on the spring break content.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I mean, to be fair,
Wait,
it is
what? It was
consistent
done?
with all of their other DLC releases, right? Like, they usually do it up to Thursday, and they finally release on day 3, which is usually Thursday for the weekend. So I guess it was consistent with most of the precedent they set. But I think the issue is not that it was released early, is that it was promised on a certain date, and it was not released on that date.
And furthermore, it doesn't make sense that they released it early, especially the completely Overkill pack, because it was supposed to come with that super special secret item.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it's not?
It was explicitly stated in the description that they would not release it with the DLC itself.
See, that
Yep.
doesn't make any sense to me. It's like it's just going to be a cosmetic mask or something like that. Really?
No,
You're
no,
gonna
it's
delay
not.
This?
Given the latest events, it's actually going to be a 10% XP boost.
I don't think they would do that.
Oh.
Where did you read
Well,
that?
Yes,
we didn't think they'd do
right,
it for Infamy 2 either, but
Guess how
Look
much
at that.
hard fuel we have? We got 1.991 million. So we're
Wow.
close. And there's 8,251 completely Overkill packs.
Looks
So
like
have we
Payday
reached
Con's
the,
gonna be a thing, guys.
have we
Can't
reached
wait.
Yeah, Payday Con.
have we reached the better netcode stop yet?
That's
Wait.
that's at
2.5
3
million.
That's at 3 million. Remy, that's
You know,
after we.
there
It
is no
seems a
stop
little
for
low
that.
to get them to work on it.
There
That's
is
after
no stop for
22.0.
better netcode or host transmission or whatever
Dedicated
you call it.
servers.
Translation.
Dedicated servers.
Migration.
Bonnie
I do
2.0, you mean the Gordon Freeman character pack?
See, I do not want.
No, that would be 3.0.
I do not want dedicated servers because if there were, you know what it would be?
Oh, God,
it would,
yes.
It would be like,
Yes.
welcome to something gaming's 24/7 Hux Breakout Overkill server running
Yeah,
some
true.
meta game that you don't care about. Hey, if you get 50
Yes.
points, the civilian and cops dance. You have been kicked for reason. Dodge build is not a meta
Not in the
build or
meta.
something like that.
Have you heard
Yeah.
of hacks?
Yeah, here's the problem with that. It's a 4-player game. Dedicated
Yeah.
servers are absolutely useless here.
It's very asinine for them to do that. So.
At
I
least
knew we'd
host
get that word
migration.
in there somewhere.
Host migrations.
I've been looking for it, man. I've been looking for the situation. Okay. But
All right, shall we move on? Have we
Yeah,
said
well,
all we
I-
need to say about chins?
Well, before
Um,
we move on from, well, we did move on from Chins, but concerning,
Yeah.
the little controversy about them releasing it early, even before we get into the little AMA that Almir, conducted on Reddit,
Little
it
is
really
right.
does show like what Overkill's workflow is like, because they keep promising things like in the completely Overkill pack DLC, like, hey, we're gonna have this very special thing for you, but we haven't decided it yet. It just I
It's
hate
the
these
Peter
sorts
Molyneux
of
No,
empty
see, you know what the
promises.
secret
Just,
is
hey,
gonna
we're
be?
gonna do this, but we haven't even really thought about what it is yet. But listen, if you don't jump on board right now, you're gonna miss out, buddy. I
Here's
hate
the
it.
thing,
Whatever it
though.
is.
The promise they promised us more promises. Like the secret is more promises. Like we still don't have any of our crime
I
fest
bet
stuff
it doesn't
aside
even
from
exist,
Hoxton.
judging from all the stuff that we've gotten. Like, hey, there's a secret in the game, but hey, unbeknownst to you, it does. We haven't even put it in the game yet, but we're not going to tell you that.
We're gonna let you
I don't
keep
know. See,
speculating.
there's still a bunch of crime fest rewards we don't have, and that was ages ago. Like they just give us.
What could those
more
FBI
pieces.
files entail that makes
New
them so
GenSec
hard to-
enemy. Oh, guys, we're working on a new turret enemy. Hey, it's the Crimefest enemy. No. This is a different one.
Well, you guys haven't even finished the first
first
one, which
one?
is the most concerning thing because they have all of these hopes and dreams
They're taking
in
off
each
way
of these
more than they
stops.
can chew.
Yeah.
But they haven't even really done any work, and that's what I was so concerned about when they announced the hype train after the debacle of Crime Fest, is that they
Quick,
didn't
let's
finish
hype
the work.
up what we can't make.
Yeah. Like, they have ideas, but
I-
they haven't done anything, and I don't know how many times I can go over this, or how many
Can we
times
just
we can
label
fall
it
for
the
this.
hype train end of the line?
All right. It might be.
It's going to crash
It
into
might
the
be.
TF2 train.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh no, the TF2 train crashed a long time ago.
It's going to smash
See-
into that crash.
Yeah. No, you see, here's the thing. First of all, Edward, if you're talking about Almir's, response about all this, it's a great segue into Almir's AMA he did.
Are we going there? All
I
right.
like
Oh
saying
yeah,
Yeah.
we're going there. Don't we have new
4
achievements
hours
first?
later.
Oh boy.
Come back to new achievements, I suppose.
Well, no, we can
Yeah.
talk about the new achievements right now. New
great,
achievements.
mostly.
Welcome to. Hey, we're gonna release 20 new achievements. They're all infamy.
And they're all tabula rasa.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind tabula rasa-esque achievements. Those are fun.
Oh, I don't mind
Yeah, just
tabula
ones that
rasa-esque
work.
achievements either, unless they're achievable through jewelry store.
Or the
That is an
tutorial
issue.
mission.
Or the tutorial,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, something people have noticed is that the "We are rock stars on this job" achievement is bugged. You can complete any heist with the Amcar Shimano and no skills and still get it. It doesn't have to be
which
Watch
means
Dogs.
if
I
you
can
go
actually
infamous-
confirm that you don't need the Amcar Shimano and no skills. I did Jewelry Store Death Wish with my Gruber, my Car 4, and full Fugitive and Ghost, or Ghost, full Ghost, and I still got it. So you could actually complete it on like anything.
Here's the thing. Almir talked about in his AMA, they're going to look back at Infamy once the dust settles from everything, it's spring break. Yeah, dust might be blood of your developers when people see rushed content. 'Cause I
See,
play.
they're gonna look back on this hype train update, and then they're gonna just kind of sigh and shake their heads and be like, "Damn, I wish we had some more of that weed."
Do you remember when they said that the Golden Grin was going to be out by the end of last year?
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
And now they're asking $1 million,
that's where they got
right?
it. It's that same stuff. Just Almir just sitting back.
Maybe you know what?
Hey,
I want to
guys,
meet. I want to
hey,
meet
guys.
Almir's dealer. Like Almir must have a really, really good dealer.
Spoiler,
buy
it's
in bulk,
Gage.
quality stuff. Gauge weed pack.
Well, that is what Gage is smoking in all those screenshots.
You can unlock the marijuana mod.
Yep, he's smoking the marijuana like a cigarette.
You can attach. You can unlock the vapor, the vape mod, and attach it to your car 4. Ups the
It's
damage
just like-
by 40.
Just like Almir.
No,
just
by
sitting
420.
Oh yeah.
around. Yeah. No, just Almir sitting around. Hey guys, let's say we're gonna get all the dentist stuff out by the end of 2014. Comes down off of it. Oh man, what were we thinking?
Holy shit! Let's go back up, guys.
It gives everyone a goatee.
Yeah.
Goatee
See all that
boost.
winking? That's like when he's high. He just winks all the time. That's not a wink. That's an eye twitch.
Yeah.
It's a spasm.
It's clearly, as we've demonstrated, I mean, they've just overpromised. You pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like, they've bitten off so much, and they've hyped up so much. They're really good at hyping stuff up, I'll admit. But I mean, when they can't deliver,
Yeah, but that's
when
kind
the
of
problem
come back
comes
to
in.
bite them in the ass because all they've done is hype.
Well, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
hyping it up when you can
Deliver.
demonstrate. Yeah,
When you can deliver,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which they can't.
Yeah, as example, by certain packs, like the Gauge Mod Courier pack, that was a great idea for them to do, being able to get mods and decent mods through, packages,
Yeah,
rather
for
than
everyone,
relying on RNG. Exactly. See, that was good.
And then you have
But-
the Butcher mod pack. Like, come on, everyone wanted more damage on their car 4, right?
I know, my
Right?
car was so underpowered.
I
It's
know.
barely even in the meta. What are you guys thinking?
I know, right? Just what I wanted.
/S. Oh no. But
Y'all
yeah,
got any more of them hype?
yeah, every month.
Look, man,
Um,
just come over here, and then we'll
Yeah.
just, we'll Yeah, but
Yeah,
we'll talk
come
business.
here. We got the hype. Yeah, or some.
Hey, psst, kid.
How much does it cost?
$20.
I don't know, man. The other guy over there says he'll just give it to me for $5.
But this is
Okay.
limited edition hype. You can only get it till the 16th.
Oh, I'm in.
And that is a skit to show just how Overkill got so much money for their completely Overkill packs.
Performed by Remy and Lewis. Thank you for tuning in. All right.
A street skit. And
Oh,
curtain.
great. I'm playing with an Infamy 11, and
You're
he decided
playing?
to...
He's
Fuck off,
playing?
Rocky.
Sorry.
He sneaked it. Dang it.
You don't play Payday when we're talking about Payday, okay? That's a big no-no.
It's a first rule in the Payday Club.
First
Okay.
rule of Payday Club, don't play Payday.
Well, that's a reference.
Well, since we've been speaking so much about Almir,
Yeah,
why don't
well,
we
I
go
feel
ahead
like this
and
is
speak more
basically
about
like
him?
episode
And-
dash Almir.
I'm sorry.
Should we go back to the
Can we put-
achievements?
can we
there
put
was some good
Almir-
achievements.
Can we put Almir in the thumbnail? Just as I've got a PNG image of him winking. Can we just make it just a very faded Almir?
Edward, get on it.
I'll get it to Edward.
Either that, or use that picture that Remy sent us.
Oh yeah, perfect. A fat-ass wick. I'm down.
And
All right, so
Dallas.
So
Dallas.
we're gonna go to. Oh, actually, we already went to
Yeah.
through the controversy on the
Ah.
on the
Yeah.
pre-order. Now, you know what? Actually, something I wanted to note about the releasing it early controversy was this part here, which was that he replied to someone who accused Overkill of releasing it early to prevent pre-orders, saying it was cynical for us to think that way. I like how he subtly deflected it and made it look like it was our fault.
yeah,
That
Well,
was
you
a really, really sneaky move.
a lot of posts recently have been talking about like how Overkill's PR has always been very passive aggressive to people who don't side with them.
Well, it's
like,
true.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in one of their posts, it's like a lot of noise from the other side of the tracks. Wink. But thanks to everyone who put their money where their mouth is. Yeah.
Now, for any of
Well,
you, any of
there
you
wasn't much
viewers,
room.
to interrupt, for any of you viewers who don't speak PR, that is PR for fuck you.
That's all
That's
PR.
PR for fuck you buy in, okay?
Yep.
I'm confused as to whether to be offended because I kind of want to chalk it up to them just not having English as their native language. I want to say it's that, but yes, just the way that it reads, a lot of their posts just, you're right, it has that passive aggressive insult to
Tone
it that
to
just
it, yeah.
makes you feel terrible and
Just rubs you the wrong way.
like
Yeah.
just because we didn't feel like this was worth it. Like
And
that's
you
not
wonder-
our fault for thinking it's not worth it. It's what content you gave us.
And you want to know what the worst part about that is? It's
do.
that it's the worst. Like, I'm sorry. It's the fact that it does rub you the wrong way. It's the fact that it actually gets to you, and that, whether you like it or not, is good PR. Well, it's good sneaky
Well,
underhanded
see, it
PR.
didn't get to me because
And-
I bought the completely Overkill pack, so I was standing
Right.
on the right side of the tracks.
yeah, it's for from their perspective, and so did I. But like, here's the thing. That's
So did I, but here's the problem with it.
But no, like, here's the thing.
Criticism.
It's because hypocrisy is the better term there. But like, the thing is that it can, and it will get to you, and it will make you buy in, and that's having
It's
a
good
way with
marketing.
words. Yeah, that's having a way with words. That's being good, sneaky, underhanded PR, and that's why
Manipulation.
yes, that's the word I'm looking for, and that's why they're successful.
Yep. The winks
Whoa.
do get to people.
It could certainly work the other way because it did for me. They
Yeah.
pushed me even further away. I'm like, well, I'm definitely not going to buy this now.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
They pushed my couple of my crew members were like, I don't know if I want to buy this. So we just got one of our other crew members to buy the 4-pack for us. But the point is we didn't put our money towards it. So
Right.
You think
all
that's
good.
a commentary? You think that's a commentary on Overkill? No, it's a commentary on you guys. Like, I don't know. Hey, guy, buy this for me. It's not my money. It's yours, so it's cool. Okay.
I don't even feel guilty.
I feel like that's a situation where like you're at the movies and some guy chokes on his popcorn and dies, and you're like, well, now I got to go buy a black suit. Dang it.
Yeah, fuck you for dying in the middle of my movie. Come on.
Yeah.
Completely ruined it.
Well, yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
I think that's
So-
enough with the pre-order controversy.
Yeah, and I think we should actually get, a little bit into the AMA, get what
The
we
meat
can
of the
out
Ask Me Anything about these two topics. Ask
anything
me
else.
anything about how
I'd-
great Overkill is.
Anything else, and I will reply, that's not a question, that's a statement, or that's not a, something or other, it just doesn't fit.
AM
A certain
PRA.
someone, you don't speak for the
Ask
community.
my PR anything.
You don't speak for the community. Cue the torrent of replies that say he does.
There is a very
Yeah.
strong feeling of resentment for the community with some of his responses, just the way he words
Yeah.
some of his
Yeah.
posts. It's like, you don't like us much right now, do you?
And yeah, no, it's weird because this is the same company that repeatedly in previous months has said, "Oh, we love the community. We always
Does
look
everything
at
for the
ideas."
community. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, to kind of go on that, Ed, it's not only that, but tacked on like you don't like us much now, do you? But you'll come around. Don't worry. It's kind of like you're talking to a kid, like, oh, it's okay, you're mad now, but you'll get
learn
over
your
it.
lesson.
He has that. He kind of gives me that vibe.
It's like, this
Yeah.
is the way that
Rubs you the wrong
Overkill's
way.
going, and, the supporters will support us, and the people who don't, well, they're still going
Well,
to
fuck
benefit
you.
from the supporters, but, we don't really like you much.
yeah.
Well,
Yes,
if you don't want to buy in, that's fine. You can go back to being a degenerate living in your mom's basement. That's fine. But you could come over to Las Vegas and live with us if you paid $20 for these 4 masks.
We are just saying
Wink.
what has been unsaid but wants to be said.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're here to do.
Hey,
We're the hero.
Hey.
We're not the hero that. Wait, no, I need to not butcher this quote. Let me find this quote.
Hey, look, guys, this episode's going to get more than 5 upvotes because it's everything that needs to be said. That's not a jab at us personally. That's just saying. The community will actually, appreciate us. Anyways,
We're the hero. Payday the heist /r/payday the heist needs
Deserves.
but not the one it needs right
Yes.
now. There we go. I did not
Batman.
butcher it. Perfect.
we
Okay.
can edit that, right? We can edit it, right?
Probably.
Cut out this bit about me talking about editing it. But yeah.
Edward's just going.
We better get Adobe Premiere up and running.
If Edward
early
knows
this
how to.
time.
Yeah.
Yep, get it warmed up.
But
Yeah.
during the AMA, despite how much we bashed Almir, he did actually give some salient information on
Ooh, safe house.
some questions that were raised, especially very old topics regarding the questions. So things like safe house, as you mentioned, someone asked about the safe house customization, and the answer was essentially the safe house customization will come eventually. But
Eventually,
they really
but
haven't
that's
thought
what they've
about it
been
yet.
saying since they initially said, "Hey, we're doing safe house customization."
Also, that
actually-
has absolutely
actually-
nothing to do with the Payday Crimecast trademarked show, The Safe House.
Yes.
We are not
Trademark.
affiliated in any way
Nice-
with
nice
Overkill
dodge.
Entertainment.
That one
Nice
is done.
dodge
We
there,
made
Austin.
one of them. That is more than can be said for.
Yeah,
for
we've
some
customized. We've
topics.
customized our safe house. How about yours?
Yeah, that weird feeling when we introduce safe house customization or anything closely related to the safe house any time before, Overkill does. Hey, Overkill, I want to put things in my safe house before I'm dead. Can you do that for me? No? Okay, sure, whatever.
Nah, they can't do
In-
that.
20.
Bonnie has relation
something.
to another heister in the crew. Okay, you know what? Relation to another heister in the crew is very much open to interpretation.
She locked eyes with Wolf at some point when they were walking down the same street. They're best friends.
Exactly. That's pretty much the way it's going to go because that's how they've shoehorned in every other character.
Well, to
Yeah.
be serious for one moment, they can
Oh.
really just forego having relations. Well, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even want to dive deep into that relations
Through
to another
Bane.
heister in the crew. Okay, but just with the overall overview of Payday 2, when they introduced CrimeNet, it makes sense for there to be more criminals out there than just the Payday crew, but for them to have a relation to another heister in the Payday crew specifically,
Kind of a coincidence.
yes, it's just so contrived. I mean, that's the worst. Like, there's no possible way that all these people could know each other. And
It's
then they're
really
all gonna come together
convenient.
again. It's not far-fetched to just make them completely unrelated. And hey, we hooked up through CrimeNet. It's like a dating website, but for crime.
And you know
That's
what? You
how we
also
met.
have to think.
What is wrong with that?
E-crime.
How has a Payday gang? How has a Payday gang not been like in the lore? How have they not
It's like-
all been completely busted and stuck into Alcatraz or something? If they have this many relations to this many criminals out there, and like Bonnie's been in jail already, like obviously
Yeah.
she's not that good. How is the Payday gang still
Yeah,
like
that's
anonymous? Yeah,
There
they
have
have
got to
this
be
many.
some loose ends.
Yeah, if this many people know them, like personally, like come on. I guess is that way. Like keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Like if they can rat on you, like let's just bring them into the crew. But they can't
Yeah.
be that many people unless like Wolf had one too many drinks and blabbed a little bit. Like there's
Wouldn't put it past him.
Well, and they're
Yeah.
planning on adding more, but I feel like maybe this isn't really a far-fetched idea either. Maybe they should just introduce like a new crew, you know what I mean? Not just a single new character, but hey, here's a new crew. They're a lot like the Payday
$20.
gang, but
Daxter's crew? I don't-
But yeah, Daxter's crew, whatever. Like another crew, they all have their own personalities, but no, they don't have no relation to the other Payday crew other than maybe having some kind of rivalry with them, rather than hey, let me join the Payday crew. It's not
And that
a
begins the
club.
PvP
It's not a
system.
club. We're 4 very close friends. I guess 5 very close friends officially now.
well now we're more like a secret society.
yeah, it just
But-
doesn't make sense. It's not
Like
the
a college
CrimeNet crew. It's the
fraternity.
Payday crew, and the Payday crew is Dallas, Wolf, Hoxton, Houston,
Actually,
and,
having-
Chains. There you
Huh,
go.
having a different crew and having like a game about a different crew would actually be kind of cool.
It would be cool.
Like, in the same universe, and you could like have cameos or even just like subtle references between the two. Like that would be kind of cool.
That's one of the things I really enjoyed about like Splinter Cell Chaos Theory is that in the co-op campaign was completely separate from the single player campaign, but stuff that you did in the co-op campaign would be referenced by the single player campaign. Like the single player character wouldn't have been able to do it if the co-op campaign guys didn't.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, let's say you get into a heist and, like, it's all messed up, and it's because it's the aftermath of the other crew that was just here, and you have to pick up something that they left behind, or whatever.
Yep.
Just some kind of relation. That's a lot more personality than what we have been getting.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about new heisters, then I had this weird idea. And don't ask me why, but I feel like Overkill's going to get up to 11 total heisters and then just stop. And then release Golden Grin Casino and make all 11 heisters take place. You want to know why? Ocean's 11. I'm calling it!
Oh no.
Now I want to ask why.
Why? Why not?
I guess
don't
so. I guess it's
You know, they have a hard time balancing just 4 players, and now they're going to have to balance 11.
Damn. See, you notice
yeah,
every
fun with
show
that.
we
CrimeNet
do,
Icon.
every show we do, we rant about multiple heisters, about all the new heisters. Every single show without fail.
Yeah.
We
No,
are
if-
really, really salty about this.
Apparently.
We've now outnumbered the amount of heisters. We have 9 episodes. Actually, we have 10 episodes. So we,
Ooh.
even when Bonnie gets
That's-
introduced, we have.
Yeah,
No.
but not when Jacket gets introduced, not when Gordon Freeman
yeah.
gets introduced, not when Chell comes in. Certainly not when we bring Dillinger back from the dead and get him on the crew.
And then he wears his dead face on his
Guys,
face.
the seance.
Oh, no, he
man.
wears his dead face on his dead face, yeah.
Guys, the seancing table. Go do it.
Exactly.
Get the Ouija board.
Yeah, I was about to say, yes.
Clyde's ghost, everyone. We're going to bring Clyde's ghost into the crew. His special ability is that he can't get cloaked. He can still get shot, though. That's a thing.
But the sort of disadvantage of that is that you have to play with Bonnie and your crew at the same time.
Just so you can stare at her ugly mug the entire time and like be mad at Overkill
No,
haven't even
while you're
really
playing this
seen her.
OP character.
We haven't
So
even
this
really
is
seen
where
her
I
in-game
went, huh?
model yet. That's the thing.
Yeah,
The
she
in-game
just-
model is basically going to be. I'm calling it now. They changed the model for Clover to be like a very thin 5-foot brunette, but I think they're just going to take the male model and give it tits, and then like just Bonnie, because then you have the gut and you have like the middle-aged kind of
Dragon's model.
Well, just
Yeah, exactly.
Based on what they have done so far, coming from a modding perspective, is that they've been using the same skeleton, and like even Clover has the exact same skeleton as all the male heisters. They really just modified the model a little bit, and it wouldn't be difficult to like make her have a paunch or whatnot. So she's gonna essentially look the same.
I love that one.
And they would change the
She's gonna be
textures
a
around because
massive
that's all they
badass.
have been doing. It's a very minimal level of effort involved with these character packs, which I think kind of reflects our saltiness for
Yeah.
the
You're
mass
talking
release
about
of these things.
The most effort they've put in is the voice lines. That's about it. And even then, I feel like the only reason they did Bonnie was because they had the leftover Scottish
Yeah.
voice actor from Clover. That is the
Yeah.
only reason they did Bonnie.
Well,
It's like, hey,
here's
we
the
paid
thing.
for his services. Well, you know what? Let's actually do something with him, I guess.
It's wasted.
There's no reason to, but
Here's the thing, and speaking from a voiceover, cut this out, please.
voice actor's perspective.
Yeah, voice acting perspective myself, even albeit amateur. If you're like, how do I phrase this? If you're a company that hires an actor and then just like ditches them entirely in place of another actor, that one actor will spread the word. It is like, it's like, imagine like a drop of food coloring in like plain water. It will spread and infect the rest of the water until the entire, cup is polluted and wants nothing to do with you.
Yeah, but
It
here's
will
the
be like that.
problem, though. Like, sure, they could do that, or they could put Bonnie in. They're sacrificing their reputation either way.
Exactly. So really, they messed up. Their first mistake was
done goofed.
replacing their first mistake was, not thinking far ahead enough when it came to a female heister and what voice they wanted. And their second mistake was hiring an actor and then figuring, oh, no, we don't want her voice. And then hiring someone else, and, the other actress is left cold turkey. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was really flabbergasted about that too, because when they introduced that new voice with the Christmas Carol, I was like, oh, that old voice actress, she must be pissed because she's not going to be in this anymore. And she actually made a big hubbub about it on her Twitter. She's like, I'm going to be the new heister in Payday 2, this game called Payday 2 that I haven't heard about.
Except
wow,
now
that would
she's
be
a fat ass heister, so we'll see how
Hey,
it goes with this.
Hey guys, you know that you know how Clover has hair physics and it moves around? It's gonna be like that with bodies fat.
Jiggle physics.
Yeah, flab physics.
As she jumps down, you just see you know how the models can like distend and all that? They're gonna say,
not
oh,
even
that's our
offensive.
newest feature.
Not even
Thump,
offensive
thump,
to fat
thump,
people.
thump, 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 thump. Okay, guys, I think Bonnie's coming to get me out. Thump, 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 thump.
She makes the bulldozer footstep noise each step she takes.
Yeah.
Bonnie's gone down. Whoa, what the fuck is that on the Richter scale?
It's like a 10 on the Richter scale, guys. Get down! All the cops get knocked down. You go down. Mission fail.
Yeah, when Bonnie goes down,
Busted.
the earthquake is so big that everyone
Get out
goes
of
down.
my swamp.
All the cops go into custody.
They finally introduced destructible environment on Watch Dogs as she goes down on the bridge. It all goes down. What are we gonna do, guys?
Destructible environment in the dockyard. Everyone gets on the boat. Too bad.
Have you guys seen?
I apologize, audience. I apologize,
the
audience. This will be the
responses?
final episode of the Payday Crimecast.
Oh boy, that's the death knell. But have you guys seen the
We will be
responses
hearing
from
from Tumblr
from
shortly.
Overkill regarding Bonnie? Because they've been saying things like, "Oh, you better like Bonnie or else she'll kill you." Like just joking answers like
Passive
that.
aggressive.
But
Yep,
I guess
there
it
it
is
is again.
passive aggressive. But the feeling I get from it is almost like, yeah, well, we have this leftover thing, and we don't want to waste our money on it, as you guys mentioned
Leftover
previously.
thing.
So you guys are just gonna have to like
Why?
it.
We're just donating the money back to them.
We don't
So
want,
why-
well, I don't know if they have a good idea of what we want. Well, why give us all this
They
stuff
don't,
that we
because
haven't
they have a
asked
plan
for?
right now, right? A lot of Almir's answers were like, well, we'll take this into consideration, but Overkill has a plan with how we want Payday 2 to go.
But wait, hold on. I have a really good answer from Almir regarding that. Like, why haven't you given us what we asked for and just giving us all this other stuff? And he responded with that, like, a faster horse argument. Like, if we listened to just what people
that.
were asking for,
Yeah.
people would ask for faster horses instead of cars. But really, like, did you?
When that car is a
problem
fat-ass
with that-
ugly hoe with a Scottish voice.
The problem
then
with
you
that
have an issue.
argument is that the car
Once again, the
provided
final episode.
something much better and more convenient But introducing a new character pack is not the same thing. That's not what we asked for, and it's not better than what we have. So that argument doesn't really hold up, does it?
The funny thing is, I would actually pay for an Overkill automobile pack. I would pay to ride a car in this game, but no, we get a fat ass hoe instead. I mean, I guess we could pay to ride Bonnie, but I don't know.
You know, I
It's
don't want to
$7.99.
entertain that idea. Please no.
But I think the base argument or the base complaint
it's only
that we have,
$4.99, Lewis. Hop on.
the base complaint that we have is
What is
it's
this, my
really
prom night again?
contrived. Really contrived as to how we're getting all these heisters in the crew that aren't really necessary. It doesn't add anything to the game. If you're going to add something to the game, it needs to make some significant change, and mods can be justified to do that at the very least. But why don't we move on from Bonnie? I know she was a very big topic.
For whatever reason.
But we'll move on to the next topic.
Very big topic. I see what you did there.
Hey, LMAO. Welcome to the... And this concludes the final episode of the Payday Crimecast.
Yeah, by the time Almir gets to us, oh damn.
It's
okay, we're
you know that
saying
Overkill
things
bomb logo? They're gonna drop that on our house.
All right, maybe we should move on before Almir breaks our kneecaps.
It's gonna explode into like dollars and cents and all that.
No
yeah,
more
I
jokes
must say you
about
guys did
this
go a bit far.
unsuccessfulness of our podcast. That's enough.
All right.
Seriously,
All right.
you guys did go a little far.
Yes, we're
just
trying to
saying.
we're trying to promote a healthy variety of body types in this podcast.
Yes,
Actually, the
endomorphs
only
are
one
good.
if you go by Edward's logic.
Next topic.
So Simon
Moving
Steve's thread for
swiftly on.
Heister line suggestions. Or are we still on Almir's AMA?
Yes, we're still on Almir's.
I think we're still
Oh my
on
god.
We've got tons of stuff to speak about on
God.
this.
Adding more content to existing DLCs. Hey, let's go with that.
This podcast is going to be longer than Boyhood, or whatever that movie was. It took 14 years to film. I don't know. But
Longer
yes.
than the last Transformers movie.
Oh, don't.
We'll run through this quickly. Essentially, did you think about adding more content to
Can't be
already
worse.
existing DLCs? For example, a gun for the diamond. And this question was from Tim Polian. And essentially, Almir answered that maybe. This is something we've discussed and also done with the original soundtrack, so they added more tracks to that, where we added additional content post-release. That's not really the same thing as adding
No, it's
more
not.
stuff to
Because adding
DLC.
a track is... Fuck off, Lockie. I'm not playing Payday with you.
Technically speaking, yes, it's
damn it.
obviously possible to add more stuff to an existing DLC, but will they do that? Why would they do that is the question. This is definitely a PR
I don't see
answer
any
because
reason
maybe,
to.
yeah, we could do it, but why? Yeah,
Why?
what reason is there to do it? Because we're not going to get any more money out of this.
Yeah, why would we put it into an older DLC when we could just take a spin, like, make it into something for a random new DLC we can sell?
And not only
Exactly.
that, but what about the people who paid like full price for it, for what they said they were to get, and now other people who can buy it on sale are getting more out of it? Like, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be
Well,
fair to
they
anyone.
still get it though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they paid full price and they knew what they were getting, but now they're adding more to it. It just doesn't make sense.
Like, it's the same thing as if you bought it and then it went on sale, and you're like, oh man, well, why didn't I buy it when it was on sale? It's the same thing. Because you still both get the content.
Yeah. And they still get the money, so.
Yeah,
Regardless, I feel like some people would be quite peeved with that sort of decision, just adding more stuff for the people who didn't buy it at first to benefit from it.
But the people who bought it first would still get it.
Well, it's the early adopter argument. Essentially, you bought something, you knew
I
what
guess
you were
so.
getting, and you were okay with that. Now you're getting more. Well, you're getting more, but the people who didn't buy it at first are getting more. I'm starting to confuse myself, but it makes
Yeah.
sense in my head.
You know, speaking of DLCs, I just thought of Gage, and I want to bring up what someone asked about Gage. So, Reddit user No I'm Blind asked about Gage's extended vacation, and Almir's response was, "We've called his home number, but he doesn't pick up. The butcher made a jibe at him, so we can only assume the worst. It's a dog-eat-dog world, my friend. So, Does that mean Gage's actor is, busy with other stuff? Is he never going to be seen again? Or
In real life, he's busy with a TV show that he's on. But based on Almir's,
same with Houston.
Yeah.
well, apparently that too. But based on Almir's response, that almost sounds like yes, the butcher literally killed him, and you will never see him again. So he's sort of he's written a little bit of Payday canon in this Reddit thread. It feels like.
I don't think he's realized what he's done.
Oh boy, there it goes.
Oh
Gage's
boy,
burial
here
site
we go.
secret confirmed.
Yeah, that's the secret, is that Gage is now dead.
It was the butcher's doing.
It seems
That's
like
my
anything
RG for you.
significant in Payday canon is like happening off screen. It never happens in the game. It seems like.
Of course not.
Well, I mean,
that's because they make it up on the fly.
Well, I mean, how do you
They
work
don't
like?
have it.
How do you work that kind of story stuff into the game and like make scenes out of that? Because I don't know. You can't really well, you could, but I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Well-
shall we move on?
Okay.
Bludgeon, Reddit user Bludgeon asks about what the best way the community can report little bugs is, and how likely it'll actually be fixed. And here we have the PR answers again.
We try to fix the bugs ASAP, but he does suggest that we report it to the bug reporting thread in the highly disorganized and vitriolic Steam forums.
Read toxic as fuck.
Yep. Literally need chemo after going there. So,
Yeah, basically.
so his actual response was, "Hey Bloodjun, thanks for the kind words. We do miss things and do our best to amend those misses as soon as possible. I think one good solution is to create a thread in the bug section of the Steam forums where you gather the bugs and that your thing should be fixed."
Now here's the key phrase there: as soon as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Read
More of
memo.
that hype, bug fix hype.
Well, you know for sure that as a game company, as they are, they have their own internal bug tracking system. I mean, there's a ton of different versions out there, and especially
There's
for
so many bugs they can't possibly fix them all.
for like community-run
full
projects,
loop.
they do have bug tracking systems implemented for that as well. I haven't seen that particular thing for, let's say, a game company. Usually they use forums, but maybe Overkill could make a stand in this way. Hey, we got bugs in our
Forums or
game.
support
We
tickets,
want to
true.
fix them. Here's a bug tracking system that you can submit, and then we'll get to it when we can, and you can actually track the progress of it.
You know,
Even like a support ticket rather than just telling Almir like, "Hey, this is
Yeah.
shit's broke, yo," and
But
then he's
on
like,
one
"All right,
hand-
dude,
on one
aye,
hand-
Captain, thanks."
The problem is that you can track how long it's taken for a bug to be fixed, and nobody wants that. They're like, "Oh, why haven't you fixed this bug? It's been like 2 months."
I don't
You
think
haven't forgot
Almir
about it,
wants
had
people
you?"
to know how long it takes
You know-
to fix a
Yeah,
bug.
so that's the problem I see, and I actually did float that idea about implementing an actual bug testing system, and it was
Yeah, you're-
upvoted, but it was not replied to.
I don't think the problem is that they don't know about the bugs. I think they know about most of the bugs just fine. I think the problem is fixing all of them would require a pretty massive refactoring
Yeah, and,
of some of their code
an
base.
actual quantitative compilation of all the bugs would probably not make them look very good if they
and
had a
also
bug
it's
testing system.
yeah, and also it's like you said, with the current state they're in, if they ended up showing, hey, here's how long this bug took to fix, that would only destroy them even more. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Yep, we may as well not fix them. That's the better solution, and make sure it's
Yep.
as hard as hell to contact us.
We'll keep you waiting instead of telling you it's going to actually take us 10 years or until Payday 3 drops.
Payday 3 is welcomed by an update to Payday 2
mean-
where they fix one small bug.
No, Payday 3 is DLC to Payday 2.
Okay.
It's a game you
Plot
launch
twists.
within the EXE.
No. You know what it adds? A big 3 stamped over the 2.
On the main menu.
I think
No,
that mod
anywhere.
exists already.
No, only on the menu. You need more DLC to make it change the EXE name.
Oh, cool. So is that all for the bug tracking system, or does somebody else have anything else to add?
I think that's about it. But if we're talking about things within the game, Reddit user the MVS Gamer supposedly found code in the game for a flamethrower, and that information was passed on to me. Sorry, I'm just speaking from his viewpoint. It was passed on to him, but he can't provide a source, or as he put it, sauce. So supposedly they found well, I can't. That's a weird wording on that on the document.
This is a quote
Heist
directly
is tied to
from
a cement brick.
Almir, actually. So
Yeah, so-
Supposedly, they found a heister tied to a cement brick in the bottom of the Pontomac River. Rumor has it he went too far, spilling his beans to any and every thug he met on crime nets. All rumors and hearsay, though, can't provide sauce. Stranger things have happened. There's the passive aggressiveness coming in.
Yeah, and there's him saying like, and that's passive aggressiveness towards the people that they support the most, the modding community. Of course, they're gonna find these things when they go through the game to change it. That can't be helped. So like, what are you gonna do about that? So, oh boy.
Yeah.
Be
like,
very
they don't like
passive-aggressive.
people digging through the files, but they're okay with things like Hawk's HUD and stuff like that.
Well, that's because
You gotta
digging through the
dig them.
files can provide criticism, because then they get their whole nakedness exposed, all their net code. Ooh, we don't want to see that.
Well, I certainly hope they
Exactly.
don't add a flamethrower.
Oh,
It's
nobody
already
wants
bad
to see
enough with a minigun and a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're trying to minimize civilian casualties.
Yeah. No. How are they going to even do fire? How does that even work with diesel?
Diesel.
Well, remember, if you
This
use
is why-
the flamethrower and you get caught by the cops, they're going to hold you till the end of days. So be
Oh, yeah.
careful.
Yeah,
What
this
are
is
you,
why
Mr. Hey, what
I
are you,
think
Mr.
Payday
Blunt?
3 needs a thing. Needs to be a thing,
I think they need
Source
to go
2's coming out as well.
back to basics in some way. Like, just get rid of all this ridiculous... Or don't even get rid of it. Just, why don't you calm down and try to make a more serious heisting simulator? Because this is really what it is.
You
And
know what
I
would be
don't know a
cool?
heister who would use a flamethrower.
You know what would
Coming
be
to
cool,
Fox
guys? A karma mechanic. As in, like, if you kill civilians in this heist, there are going to be a shit ton of cops coming at you in the next heist, because they're going to know that you kill civilians.
And I'm sorry if this distracts from our main topic, but Far Cry 4 kind of has something like that, where if you kill, an innocent civilian, it takes away XP. You don't level up as fast or something like that. At least from my rough understanding of the game. Please don't quote me on that. But, that's what I got from that, so maybe they could do that, like, civilians killed, take off XP? I
That
don't
was
know.
an
Well,
idea.
wouldn't a dynamic game be kind of cool, though? Like, think about it. Like,
I like Remy's idea a lot more, and a few games have tried that, like Hitman Blood Money, where if civilians see your face, you'll become more...
You get, like,
or Dishonored as well,
notorious.
slightly.
And the next level,
Which
people will
you have
recognize
to pay to get-
faster.
Yeah, like you have to pay in that game to get it off.
Yeah.
I do like that. I like it better than modifying XP.
Well, not
and
even just-
money
not
again,
even
because
just paying.
People have more than enough of it.
Like, if you were to just say, like, oh, no, if you kill civilians, you'll get a little bit of an XP penalty, or you get a little bit of a, money penalty. No, not even like that. Something that can actually affect you. Like, if I go kill everyone in the bank, and then I go and try to do, like, election day, there's going to be, like, dozers in those storage crates. There are going to be dozers hiding underneath those trucks. Like, they know we're coming.
They're
They
going to
wanna
roll
fuck
out like
us up.
Cloaker style.
Exactly. Like, I want to know that if I kill that random innocent guy named Bob, I'm going to have Hell's Wrath rain down on me from above.
Yes, I would love more consequences to
Consequences,
killing civilians, because right now they've even sort of promoted it in some way. Like, they've slapped your hand a little lighter now with the Winston Wolfe
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
about to
skill.
say
It's like,
that.
oh, so you're okay with us doing that now? You don't expect to fix it anytime soon,
Now, it
which
used to
is
be
what
like,
it said to me.
in cop movies, you see, like, you have the whole tense hostage situation, kind of, communicating with phones and all that. And then you go into the game, and it's like, yeah, Commander, yeah, they just chucked a frag into the room of the hostages in there. What do you want? They're all dead, sir. Oh, okay, send in the accountant.
No, right, guys, I'm here to discuss the charges. So, you see, that's one
Yeah, they
middle-aged
let him in,
man.
and they slap him with a subpoena to go to their trial so that they can pay up for the deaths of innocent civilians. Or even just to pay off the judge. That's actually what cleaning cost is. Pay off the judge.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Good actual. We've been so derailed here. We need to move on.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's this
very much.
AMA that's just
It's gonna be a
Truckload
great
of
final
content to go
episode
through.
though.
Yeah, this
So,
is spawning some pretty creative comedic
Make
stuff.
it a good one.
This is great.
Yeah, we're on
Let's
fire.
make this last episode a good one.
Why don't we
All
talk
right,
about the FBI files? I'll give you an update
Oh,
on the
yeah.
FBI files.
Oh, yeah,
Reddit
great.
user Pazzer13 asked
Lay it
about
on
the
me.
status of the FBI files, and essentially Almir replied that the FBI files are still under construction. Essentially, there's no info on what it'll be exactly, because Almir mentions that they, as in Overkill, might change their minds until it's released. So they haven't really worked on it much based on...
Meaning they don't
what he
actually know what
replied.
they're doing.
Exactly.
And how old is this
Sounds
file?
par for the course.
I know we've spoken about this at the very beginning of the podcast, but really, this is something you've promised back in Crimefest. When we cross that threshold of getting that particular goal, it should be released. We shouldn't wait until, when we're finished working on it. It should have already been ready before you started this event.
And yeah, and if it was ready, I mean, come on, Almir, you could at least put it out for paid DLC if we didn't reach it. Like,
Exactly.
you could have profited, but no. And you know what? Also,
I hate those hype events.
I know if this is what the FBI files are, like shit, the Crimefest enemy must be an untextured rock right now. Like maybe it even
seriously,
has
it
googly
is-
eyes.
It is
I don't know what it is.
text in a menu,
Yeah.
most likely.
It's
New
missing no. That's what it
enemy.
is.
New enemy.
A missing no.
That is what it's called.
New
Yeah.
enemy missing no.
Oh, jeez.
But,
But
yes, they
which
were
one?
announced
But I
way
get to
back in
dupe some
Crimefest.
rare
It's been a
candies, so
while.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but it
Up and
actually has
down
two
Cinnabar
forms, doesn't
Island.
it? Yeah.
Mm.
It's got the ghost form and the L form. So
Yeah.
But yeah, you're
one is a
talking
cloaker,
about-
one is a dozer.
You're talking about being scared about content. I'm scared about how if Hoxton Revenge is rushed, if that's even coming out if it's coming out spring break, because Hoxton Breakout, that was a great mission. I like that.
No, that was a good
Yeah.
heist.
Yes,
Here's the problem.
It
If
is.
It
It's
does
it's
not-
good mindless fun.
Yeah.
It's
It's just
great.
mindless
See,
shooting. It's
Killing it.
great. The problem
Exactly.
is, if Hoxton Revenge does not live up or completely surpass Hoxton Breakout, there is going to be the biggest storm
Riot.
of shit
Yeah.
hitting the
No.
fan coming from the
Yeah.
community. Like, it's Hurricane Katrina all over again, batten down the hatches. Shit is going to be flying everywhere.
But let's think about this, like, concerning the FBI files and all the unfinished content from Crimefest. Are they really rushing things, or are they just
Yep.
being vastly uncreative with everything they're releasing? Because
I think they're rushing.
I almost want to give them
I think it's a little bit of both.
like a pass
could
because
be.
it doesn't seem like they're rushing it. It's like they don't know what they're doing. That's what it seems like to me.
It's like, here's the thing. It's like a little kid with like big dreams. They've got good intentions, but the thing is, it's like he rushes through things, and that spawns being uncreative, and that spawns problems down the line, and it's just a vicious cycle that once they slip into it, it's very hard to get out. So
You know what it is? It's like school projects. You think about what a great project you're gonna do, and then the day before it's due, you're like, shit, I don't have a project. So then you make the shittiest project known to man. You hand it in, you get a bad mark. People, you get shit for it, but at least it's there, and you can defend it.
Exactly, and that's what Overkill.
Not even the PR umbrella, not even the biggest, thickest PR umbrella Almir can put out is gonna stop all of that shit. Nothing.
And also, there's the concern about like
Just
the
you
payout
wait.
for it. It's just,
Yeah.
what are they going to do about that? Oh boy, if it ties or surpasses Hoxton Breakout in terms of XP and payout, then oh boy, what are we going to do?
There's an
'Cause
issue.
People are going to like the heist itself, but they're going to be more attracted to the fact of the the payout. And once they're like, oh, the heat
Alternate.
is on. Yeah, no, the heat is on like the revenge. Oh,
Well,
I'm just gonna go do breakout for a couple.
You can sort of
hours.
do that. Though.
Here's the
Like,
problem. There's an
with
issue with
Projobs.
that. Because if they put out a shitty revenge heist, oh man, shitstorm. If they put out a great revenge heist, even bigger shitstorm, because then people are going to realize, you guys can put out quality content. What the fuck have you been giving us for the past 3 months?
Yeah. So really, that's the problem. They should have started with quality from the start and set that precedent so that they force themselves to keep going and keep going. But no, what they did was they kept it like mediocre, they kept it medium, and then they blow us out of the water with big stuff like Hotline Miami and the mod career, and then it's back, it's down, and then boom, Hoxton Breakout out of nowhere, and everyone's like, oh man, we love you, Overkill, but the payout is a problem. We won't fix it, whatever. And it's just it's a vicious cycle, like I said.
I think the best way to describe it is a massive clusterfuck.
Absolutely. Oh, colossal code, yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is where we need that cop line. That's.
Do we have much else to talk about? I mean, there's the Linux
Two different
thing.
things. Two different things. Dan the Zombie and a few more comments down here about Infamy 2.0.
Yeah.
and Linux as well.
Yeah, I think
yes.
this would be a good
Yes.
We just
segue
quickly.
to another question posed by another Reddit user called Dan the Zombie King, as Remy mentioned. Essentially, his question was, what was the motivation behind the new release date for the Overkill packs? And just listen to this. This is Almir's response. We have a tight schedule for March with a lot of content going out the door at various points that all need to be tested.
Read, they have not tested anything.
We had an opportunity to go live with the Overkill and completely Overkill packs early, thanks to very stable code.
Obviously, that's a
You
lie. I
laugh.
mean, have you seen their netcode?
We took that opportunity thinking that people would rather be able to enjoy the content an extra weekend during March, where they gain a large XP boost, rather than to wait for the initially announced date.
So they obviously didn't think to just extend the XP boost. No, why would they do that?
Yeah, no.
Well, clearly, I mean, they say that based on that first sentence, tight schedule for March, a lot of content going out the door, need to be tested. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they did do the work, but if it turns out to be something like Infamy 2.0, which had a set release date and was released on the date it was supposed to be released, what do we have to look forward to?
I don't know.
Nobody knows. That's the problem.
Exactly. It's gotten to the point where no one knows what to expect anymore, and their expectations for anything actually, what little they have are.
Maybe that's their
completely
tactic. They
through the
just
floor.
release some really crappy content. We complain about it. We say it's the end of the world for Overkill,
And then they're
you know,
like,
they
but wait,
blow us
there's
out of the
more.
water. They
But
go like,
wait,
oh,
there's
check this
more.
out. And then, you know, our feelings are riding high at that point after they release something good. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know if they're that slive.
The thing is
I
we
don't
don't
know
know
if
whether
that's
we have to
weird.
bend over for the next DLC or open our wallets. Like, nobody knows.
Hi.
We'll find out.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out whenever the when spring break starts. When does that start?
Next
again?
week.
Thursday.
Next
Oh.
13th. So I get to experience the amazingness of side jobs.
I get to
You're right.
experience the shitstorm that will be side jobs.
So do I. I get to watch it all happen. Hee-haw.
Yeah. I'm going to keep my head down and listen.
Yeah.
And we have 2 more comments to go through, I think.
Yep.
Short-ish, but interesting.
Yeah. Let's see if we
Someone
can
want
find-
to...
Which one
segue
are we
the
up
first
to?
one?
Hazode.
Bass Master, I think.
All right.
Yes, this is in the compilation of our Infamy 2.0 Lashback series.
Yes.
Flashback?
I'll do this. then.
Backlash?
Alright. So this next one comes from Reddit user BaseMaster43. What's his
43.
Gotta have those random numbers.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so, yes. Was this Infamy 2.0 really what you guys planned it to be? It seems to lack creativity you guys usually show to have. Okay.
Ignore
I
the
guess-
English, or lack thereof.
I guess that we hyped it ourselves, but it honestly feels like it was a lazy job. And I say that as a big fan of yours. And the response from Almir is, BaseMaster43, thanks for your question. This Infamy 2.0 update was what came out of many discussions internally
Read
among us
acid
Overkill-
trips.
among us Overkill devs, lurking on forums and listening to feedback. With Infamy 2.0, we added additional levels of Infamy so people can continue leveling, in brackets, grinding, after V100, revamped the system and gave you control in how you want to progress.
Oh, yeah.
Added cosmetic items.
Read. Do you want to go the big choice? Do you want to go the 10% experience bonus or door number 2, the 10% experience bonus?
Or the
Well,
7.5
Jonah.
and a
Oh.
balaclava that's mixed into your face.
You mean a derp sock?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
boy.
like-
You're
Right,
a dose again.
added cosmetic items to honor their achievement while leveling Infamy, while also maintaining the balance of the game. Additional bonuses are hard to add at this point. Infamy
Hey,
2.0
guys,
has been out
If
for...
additional bonuses are hard to add, don't pretend like you can revamp the system to make it so much better with more bonuses. If there's nothing else you can add, don't pretend you can revamp the system.
Infamy 2.0 has been out for 48 hours. The initial response has been very positive. However, a lot of veterans have voiced their concerns as they feel it is lackluster. Right now, we continue to focus on delivering the hype train content. For us as developers, we have to work around the clock this month in order to get out more than 10 updates.
Oh, well, so all their shitty updates, okay.
Yeah, well,
When the dust settles, it'll be easier for us to look at all the feedback from the community and see where we're at and if we need to make any changes.
So,
Back to
Reed,
the dust settles
after we've
comment.
done putting out all this shit content, we're going to sit back and look at all the shit that we're getting for putting out the shit content. And then we have to rapidly come up with something good to make up for it.
Why are any of us still playing Payday 2?
I don't know.
It's a good base
The
game.
show,
I
the
mean,
show
come on.
is just
It's
about...
Yeah.
It's a good base
bashing.
game, but this update is just confusing because this is clearly a PR answer. I mean, when
Yeah.
a figure like this comes into the community to have questions asked of him, you can't really expect anything other than a PR response. But it really goes to show like what they're putting out is completely different from what they're saying they're doing.
yeah.
Does that make
No,
sense to
yeah.
you guys? Like he's
Yep.
saying this, this is great. People have been really bowled over by how great the content is. But you see what they released and the stuff that he describes about Infamy 2.0 in his post. It makes it sound like it's going to be great. But when you see what they actually made, it's like, does he even know what they released?
See, they're cherry picking. He's cherry picking responses. He only responds to the people that are like, if people say Infamy 2 is bad, he's like, oh no, see, actually the community thinks it's great, so fuck you, you just haven't tried it.
That's an argument I've hated ever since, the Battlefield 3 debacle. I love using that word, debacle, because it was sort of the same thing. They're like, oh, all the people who love the updates, or sorry, everyone who loves shooting other soldiers in a really confined tunnel, well, they're all very busy playing the game and they're really happy with it. And only, a very minor minority is coming out to complain about how this is completely going against the spirit of Battlefield.
Because they haven't played it
So
yet.
we're gonna ignore your feedback because our
If you don't
stats
like it, it's because you haven't played it
completely
yet.
deny what you're saying. But it's like
And actually,
the
that
fact,
segues really well into the next comment.
yeah, the fact that we came out to say something about it, doesn't that show how much we care? Aren't those the people that you kind of want to take into account?
No,
I
because they
know
can't take criticism.
a lot of us are really vitriolic, like we just spout toxicity up the wazoo, but still, that's because we care. We care about the game and we want to see it get better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
We
the
wouldn't
thing
come
is,
out
like,
to say it. If we didn't
exactly.
like it.
And like the thing is, if we can go this in depth and talk about like just how in this much detail how much this is bad, this is good, and all that, that shows again that we care because we like the game. It's a good base game. It's just like
Somehow.
yeah, it's like the
Yeah,
process.
Remy was being pretty damn negative.
I'm
well.
the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'm the cynical one. That's my job.
Exactly, and you do it very well, and
Thank you.
we appreciate that. It's great. But back on to segueing into the next comment.
This
So-
comment is actually from one of my crew members.
So and Rarik.
Yes,
So-
Rorik.
So Reddit user Enrarik asks, will we be seeing real bonuses implemented later along with the XP bonuses and new mask? Because as it stands, I think I'm just going to stay at V100. I like my Mega Wolf more than the new Infamy masks, and so have no incentive to Infamy again, and especially not past 17100, which is as far as you need to go to get all the new masks. So yada yada yada. So I believe this is Almir's response. Yes, it is. So I think that depends on the feedback we see after the spring break. So far, it seems a vocal few have been very opinionated about what they perceive Infamy to be or not to be, instead of actually playing. So there it is again. You don't like it, you need to play it. So after more people have played and are able to offer their own take on what they think, they see Infamy as being, we'll be able to have serious discussions internally on what to do next.
Now, this is just a massive clusterfuck of a comment. Like, first of all, that second sentence, a vocal few have been very opinionated about what they perceive Infamy
i.e.
to be.
everyone on Reddit.
Yeah, instead of actually
Yes.
playing.
And, yeah,
That
perceive.
right there is passive aggressive.
and
Unless there's
here's
some
the thing.
secret stuff that we get when we get to the Infamy level, like 20 or whatever, I don't
Nah, the
really think
hackers
you
would've
even
found it
need
by
to
now.
play
Yeah,
it
people are already
to
there.
find out how shallow it is.
Now, script kiddies would have found it by now.
Yeah, they actually a nice little touch that I actually like.
Have you guys seen one yet?
Yeah, the cards
Yeah.
with like the script kiddie or hacker or noob on it. I have not seen one personally in a lobby.
I have.
Oh boy.
I have.
It was
Yeah.
great.
What was it like?
It was interesting.
Did he deny it, like, or did he
Oh,
just
I-
own up to it?
No, the one that
I
I
didn't
met
ask
just
him.
kind of owned up to it. Like it's right there. Like, it's pretty
What
funny.
like what triggered it? Was like the instant he joined and it showed it, or like
Yeah, it was really
0.1
funny.
of players have the have that achievement.
Yeah.
yeah, boy.
Well,
All
just
right,
in case our listeners don't know, this script kiddie or hacker infamy card that you see your player character holding, it's something that is in the game files amongst
Yep.
all the other pictures of the infamy cards. There's actually script kiddie like printed right on the card. So if you jump a significant amount of levels, apparently you earn this card,
Yeah, you do.
revealing
It's kind of
yourself
funny.
to the world that you cheated in a co-op game.
It's really funny. And now, you know what? I also like this one here. After more people have played and are able to offer their own take on what they think they see Infamy as being, I'm pretty sure everyone, like after more people do, like, what are you waiting for? 100% of the player base?
yeah. When only about like 70% have gotten the no one knew who I was until I put on the mask thing.
I
So
know
it's
that.
like-
Yeah.
So here's the thing, like, I want to get back just here a second. You're talking about like a vocal few. That's the, like you said, that's the entire subreddit. That's a great
And
deal
the,
of their
and the Steam
community.
forums.
Yeah, and that's a great deal of their community, if not all of it there. That's who people will look to, people who are just looking into playing this game. They're going to go on our Payday the Heist if they're on Reddit, or they're going to go to the Steam forums, and they're going to see all this bad mess, people, smashing Overkill about like, oh, this was trash, what are you doing with Infamy and all that, and they're going to be driven away. So,
I'm actually curious as to who he thinks is the majority of the population. If it's like console players, or because if it's
Right.
console players, that's a
I
serious
think
doubt
he's
issue.
console
referring to the
players
people
know.
playing, apparently. The people playing
Yeah.
are too busy to complain about it, apparently. I hate that argument because it's exactly the same in Battlefield.
Oh man, I hate that argument too. It's like, well, we'll wait to see if the people that play and don't talk come forward and say. Because if they don't come forward and
Right.
say negative things, it's a good update. But maybe they just don't come forward and talk at all. Just because they don't tell you it's bad doesn't mean they don't think it's bad, Almir.
exactly.
No news is not necessarily good news.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Absence of
people
evidence
who,
is not evidence of absence.
a lot of people who dislike a particular thing might not even say anything. They'll just slowly, like, they'll say, "Oh, this is shit," and they'll just slink to the background and they won't say anything. They'll
They'll
stop
just-
playing.
is
Like, they
shit.
might not even say anything. In fact, I mean, I've already seen so much criticism of the Infamy update that I don't even feel like I need to say anything. So apparently, I like it, according to this argument.
Yeah.
Yep, and there it is.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
saying
like-
stuff here, but I didn't post
Bottom
it.
line is basically his argument is that if you don't tell me you don't like it, you like it.
Maybe we need a petition with a solid amount of numbers or something.
Apparently, if that doesn't communicate it, nothing will.
Speaking of petitions, there is a petition on change.org for Hotline Miami 2 in Australia, and it's only got like 300.
Man, when are you gonna
silence.
be done with that that thing?
No,
It's not coming
I,
out
It's
there.
Australian.
I know, yeah. I just saw that and I was like, that's sort of pathetic that it only got
Yeah,
that
you
much.
have to get a petition to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, 300
Well, no.
signatures are going to overthrow the Australian government.
Yeah, it's pointless.
That's
at
how
this
it
point.
happened the first time.
Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, it actually did.
So,
yeah,
a few.
yeah, 'cause
So a few final things. in
Payday 2 is
Almir's-
actually rated R over here.
Wow. Why?
Thanks
You
to
kill cops?
No, it's because I'm assuming a combination of like cooking meth, which is a big issue over here. Like meth is a thing,
Oh.
apparently.
What's the opposite of suicide by cop? Like suicide by robber? They're walking into our bullets.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's
Yeah.
not our
So-
fault.
All right, so moving on. A few final things about Almir's AMA. So someone asked about safe house customization. Almir responded, no ETA, still in production. What are you
Map
gonna do?
editor.
Yep. Any hints about the new Gensec enemy regarding what's gonna make us, go crazy and all that? So, although I'm
It is
certain the answer to
bound by
that.
the wink law.
Yep. Almir says we'll continue working on him, her, it, after spring break like we planned. So apparently Almir's advocating Tumblr here, getting that diversity, you know?
And I like to note how he confirms that they are working on Crime Fest rewards after they work on Hype Train rewards.
Yes.
I'd like to just kind of say that right there.
Yeah, see, that jumped out at me too. And last but not least, user Buggy64 asks, was it always your intention to have no gameplay abilities in the Infamy 2.0 update? If you were at one stage, what changed your mind? And Almir responds that, no, we've been back and forth this ever since we released the first 5 levels of Infamy. So the point of Infamy is to act as one piece of the puzzle in our commitment to bring late game content for Payday 2. We felt that we had been discussing so much internally, so we just wanted to get it out there and see how you reacted.
Right there.
Yep.
Yes, that's a good end spot, actually. Get it out
Yep.
and see how you reacted.
Yeah.
And also,
So-
I'd like to say to bring late game content, it's not content. It's an experience boost to get a bigger number.
Yep.
That's
not
not content.
content.
You don't even need to mention that.
And so here we are. So saying that, so we're going to ask our viewers here, because we do get a steady amount of viewers here, and
I swear we do.
We appreciate every single one of you. So here's what we're asking. We're asking your opinions here, people on YouTube and the subreddit. So what are your thoughts on how Almir has reacted? So people demanded that Overkill come in and reply to our questions, but can we expect them other than PR answers?
Especially
So-
since Almir has had a new position, actually, as the brand director for Starbreeze.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on just Almir, how he's reacting to all
PR.
that? So,
PR.
yeah.
PR.
So, yeah. So, I'm asking the audience here because they already know our opinions. So, spread the word around, spread this video around. You know, let's get some opinions in here. So, I think that about wraps up.
And we
Almir's
will
AMA.
talk about them next week, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will.
Yeah, we will.
So, a few final things. So, Simon, the official sound director, said he's booking sessions for all the current voice actors for the heisters, and he made a huge thread on the Steam forums regarding, some suggestions for lines. So people participated in that, and I think that was very cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I'm biased, but yes, very, very neat. So, and we actually got some decent suggestions there, as far as I read. What were some of your guys' favorites? What were some highlights, and what are your suggestions?
Oh,
I
there was
have
one.
not seen it.
There was one for dozers, I think. Oh man, I'm thinking of the other AMA, I think, or the other thread
Let me-
for voice lines for enemies, I think.
Steam.
Nothing really jumped out at me from the heister lines, to be honest.
Well,
What about?
Community.
I don't have
discussions.
a particular favorite in terms of a response, but I do enjoy the fact that Simon's posting a thread like this, asking for suggestions from the community, because I have a feeling that some point between Payday the Heist and Payday 2 and all of these character packs, that they've sort of lost the identity of some of the characters. Because to be honest, I've never thought I would hear Dallas when he throws a grenade to say something like "Eat this, bitches." That seems very out of character for him.
Sleep on this, Cinderella.
Yeah, that
Essentially,
seems
it's
very
like,
harsh for Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas is supposed to be the professional guy, and
He
it feels
should.
like the
Well, he's supposed to be the
community
nice
has a
guy,
better
like the
idea.
big brother of the crew.
Yeah, it's like,
He
hey,
should be more
buddy.
apologetic for blowing them up.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
guys.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dallas is
hang
actually
on.
Canadian.
Or
I
man,
found it.
I wish I didn't have to do this, and then throws a grenade. Something like that, you know?
Just like all in the line of work or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
something like that.
That seems
maybe
like
that-
a much better depiction of Dallas, and
It
it
says
seems like
here.
they've gotten lost among the way.
It says here that there might be like guidance lines like up the stairs, to the left,
Well,
hurry up,
that-
etc.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's already in the game, though. Those files just aren't used. Like,
Oh, really?
to the left, to the right. Yeah, those are directly
Well,
from.
obviously not for the newer actors.
Well, yes,
right?
yes, but still,
Yeah.
that's from. They could just recycle those lines from Payday the Heist because they use those in First World Bank when you're escaping. So
Yeah.
don't tell me those are new. Don't have Overkill publish that and tell me new lines because I know those are reused assets. But I can't rag on them too much because Payday 2 is a lot of reused assets everywhere.
Yep.
So there's that.
Including the game engine
Yep. But,
and the netcode.
yeah. Oh boy.
Well, I
So-
can understand them not using those lines, like to the left, to the right, because even Simon came into the thread about at the midway point saying that, some of those might not actually get implemented because, in comparison with Payday the Heist, Payday 2 has many more missions, and to actually script the players into saying a certain thing when they reach a certain point on the map can be pretty difficult. But at the very least, I mean, can't they say something when the vault opens? Just have one of the heisters say something. There are some significant events that it feels like it'd be really simple to script a line of dialogue to. Or even when, someone just gets hurt and Dallas says like, hey, looks like you're injured, I have a medic bag, and you can ask for it or whatnot. But
You're looking kind of roughed up. You need a bandage or something like that.
But some more interactivity without even having to rely on like map implemented scripts would be a really nice
Just interaction
implementation.
between the heisters. Yeah.
Like it doesn't even need to be linked to a map, like I said. So it's a lot easier to do than going into every map and editing it.
Apparently,
editing it.
duping on Overkill is pointless. I just read that
I
somewhere.
swear to God, if you're playing. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said that so guiltily. He is. All right, so
No.
we'll deal with you. We'll deal with Lockie later.
I'm
But-
getting ready to
Cracks
play this.
knuckles.
Yep. So
I'm sorry, guys. I just went infamous, and I need some skills so I can do some Hotline Miami with you guys.
Yeah, right. You do need some
So-
skills.
I do.
Oh.
It burned.
So to wrap it all up. Oh, and yeah, Payday 2 coming to COS and Linux. Woo!
Yes.
Ooh,
Give us-
Linux. I can finally
Yeah.
play Payday 2 on my Fedora with Mountain Dew and Doritos at my side.
While being an internet
Oh, well
activist on
played.
poll. So to wrap it all up, questions for the audience. This is our So
We want to
again,
know your opinion.
Yes, so relating to issues of power creep, which could definitely have become a huge issue when expanding Infamy, even without the Infamy bonuses. Do you find the game too easy with all the class upgrades? And what changes could be made to make the game more challenging and, of course, fun for you guys? And, people will say, well, Death Wish, but did Death Wish really do that? So let's hear your opinions on that. We look forward to reading them. We'll review them in the next episode.
We have to
Exactly.
try and read
Yeah,
them
and I-
out.
yeah.
I don't think we've really got any questions.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I could go and have a look at the YouTube comments
I mean,
from last
By all
episode.
means, but I don't think we have any.
So I
We did.
think
We had
that-
like 6 comments last time.
Oh, fancy.
I think a few of them may have been Edward, but
Who knows?
Yeah, ask
So-
myself, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Welcome
Well,
to my everyday. So I think that about wraps it up. So
well, hang
Say-
on. I'll just
well-
check. Right?
That's
Alright.
all right, Lockie. Let's say goodbye to the audience.
Okay.
Let's
Whatever.
please say goodbye to the audience.
We don't have anything. It's true.
All right.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to know anything from us.
Yeah. God,
so
we've gone
thank-
on forever.
so
Alright.
thank you for. So I'll do the outro. So thank you for sticking around for this very eventful, heated, and overall great episode of the Payday Crimecast, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. So thanks. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.